That happens everywhere. And maybe that's why I never want to film wildlife like it's a collection of static photographs. Nature is movement. It's change. It's seasons. It's birth and growth. It's migration. It's weather. It's survival. It's interaction. It's an endless series of moments connected to one another. I've watched young animals take their first uncertain steps. I've watched birds teach their young where to search for food. I've seen parents become extremely protective when danger is nearby. I've seen animals that looked completely independent suddenly return to their families. Those moments remind me that wildlife isn't only about survival. It's also about relationships. And every species has its own way of building them. Even the smallest interaction can tell you something. A touch, a sound, a movement, a warning, a response. You just have to be patient enough to notice. That's probably the biggest difference between the person who started carrying a camera years ago and the person I am today. Back then, I was always looking for something to happen. Now, I spend much more time watching what is already happening. I don't need the wilderness to surprise me every 5 minutes. I'm happy watching the world move at its own speed. A bird crossing a quiet sky, water passing over stones, a herd slowly changing direction, clouds moving across a mountain, an animal disappearing into tall grass. The more time I spend out there, the more I realize that wildlife doesn't need to be dramatic to be unforgettable.
In the wild, life is a song that never ends, a symphony where every creature plays its part. Each note is survival, each rhythm a heartbeat, each harmony a connection between predator, prey, and the land itself. It is a music that rises and falls with the seasons, conducted by the forces of nature. The winds carry its whispers, the rivers shape its flow, and the creatures of the earth perform it with every breath they take. On the grasslands, herds of antelope move like flowing rivers, their hooves drumming against the soil in perfect rhythm. Their flight is not chaos but a dance, choreographed by instinct, teaching them when to move, when to pause, when to listen. Behind them, lions and cheetahs stalk with patient precision, silent yet intense, waiting for the right moment. The chase that follows is not cruelty, but part of the greater music, the drumbeat of survival that has echoed since the dawn of time. In the rivers, fish leap from the water, glistening in the sunlight, while crocodiles remain still, eyes just above the surface, waiting in silence. Birds swoop down with sharp calls, their wings slicing through the air as they dive for food. Frogs and insects add their own voices, their chorus filling the night with rhythm. This is survival as melody, sometimes soft, sometimes harsh, but always essential, always true. High in the skies, eagles circle, their wings catching the currents of the wind. Their sharp cries pierce the silence, a solo that commands attention across valleys and hills. Far below, wolves move in packs, howling in unison to mark their place in the wilderness. Each sound, each movement, becomes a layer in the symphony, blending together into a grand composition only nature can create. Even the smallest creatures play their parts. Bees hum tirelessly as they move from flower to flower, weaving threads of life that hold entire ecosystems together. Ants march in lines, silent workers whose efforts feed countless others. Fireflies glow softly in the darkness, their silent flashes like notes of light written into the score of the night. Their presence may be small, but their contribution is vital, proving that no voice in the symphony is ever too quiet to matter. The symphony of survival is not about perfection, nor is it about peace. It is about balance, about the eternal struggle that ensures life continues. Every predator that hunts, every prey that flees, every bird that sings, and every insect that hums is part of this vast orchestra. Together they create a story that has been told for millions of years, a song that will echo long after we are gone. In this music, there is no end, only the constant rhythm of life and survival, carried on the winds of the wild. There are places on this earth that time itself seems to have forgotten. Vast, untamed stretches of land where the air still carries the scent of rain. where rivers carve their paths as they have for thousands of years, and where the cries of animals echo unchanged across generations. This is the eternal wilderness, a world beyond boundaries, untouched by walls and cities, where the rhythm of life moves to nature's ancient song. Here, the forest rises like a cathedral, its towering trees forming arches of green that filter the sunlight into golden rays. Each leaf whispers in the wind, carrying secrets older than memory. Birds fill the canopy with their calls, voices layered together like a living hymn, reminding us that the wilderness is not silent but alive with sound. Below, monkeys leap through branches, deer graze cautiously in the shadows, and the jungle floor stirs with the footsteps of predators watching from unseen places. Across the open plains, herds of buffalo and antelope move like tides of life, flowing endlessly toward distant horizons. The ground trembles beneath their hooves, a reminder of the strength of unity. Towering giraffes stretch their necks to the treetops, plucking leaves with quiet patience, while elephants wander slowly, shaping the land with every step. The roar of a lion rolls across the grasslands, carried by the wind, a sound as ancient as the earth itself, both a warning and a promise that the wilderness endures. By the rivers, the story continues. Crocodiles glide silently beneath the surface, their stillness broken only by the occasional ripple. Hippopotamuses surface with heavy breaths, sending water spraying into the air. Birds perch at the banks, waiting for the moment to dive, while insects skim the surface in endless motion. The river is not just water. It is the lifeblood of the wilderness, feeding everything it touches, from the smallest insect to the largest beast. As night falls, the wilderness does not rest. Stars blaze across the sky in endless numbers, mirrored in the eyes of predators that prowl beneath the moonlight. Hyenas laugh in the distance, owls call from hidden perches, and the glowing patterns of fireflies paint the dark with their fleeting light. The eternal wilderness transforms into a world of shadows and whispers. Yet even in this darkness, life thrives, different, quieter, but no less powerful. This wilderness is eternal because it is unbroken. Generations of creatures live and pass, yet the land remains. Storms may sweep through, rivers may shift their paths, fires may cleanse the plains, but still the wilderness rises again, stronger and renewed. It is a reminder that life is not fragile but enduring, not temporary but timeless. In every roar, every flutter, every breath of wind, the eternal wilderness speaks, telling us that we are only visitors here, passing through a world far older and far greater than ourselves.
As the first light of the day touches the earth, the silence begins to break. Shadows slowly retreat, and the world opens its eyes once more. The rhythm of life stirs gently, carried on the soft whisper of the breeze. Every corner of nature seems alive with unseen stories, waiting to unfold, waiting to be felt. The air carries a stillness, yet beneath it, countless movements begin, delicate and subtle, shaping the balance of this living world. Listen closely. The heartbeat of nature is steady. It has no beginning. It has no end. It flows endlessly, a current that connects every leaf, every stone, every grain of earth. From the smallest flutter to the mightiest presence, each breath is part of this greater harmony. This is not a place owned or ruled, but a space shared, where every being finds its rhythm, its place in the circle of time. The sun rises higher, and with it comes energy, warmth, and the pulse of activity. Life emerges in patterns, some fleeting, some enduring. The ground carries the marks of countless journeys, each step a story written and then erased by the wind. In the distance, movements blend with sound, a symphony that needs no composer. The harmony of water, air, and earth guides the day as it unfolds, slowly, gracefully, endlessly. Every moment here is fragile, yet timeless. A glance, a sound, a movement. They disappear in an instant, but remain forever as part of this vast memory. The silence of still waters, the quiet strength of the land, the ceaseless rhythm of growth, all speak together, reminding us that life is not hurried. It flows at its own pace, beyond our control, beyond our reach. As the day stretches on, light deepens and shadows lengthen once more. The endless cycle of rising and setting continues without pause. With each change, the world rearranges itself, offering new patterns, new colors, new shapes. The dance of existence carries on, never repeating, yet always familiar. There is balance in its unpredictability and order in its mystery. And so, the story continues, not in words, not in voices, but in the quiet pulse of the earth itself. Every breath of wind, every movement across the land, every moment of stillness, all part of the eternal narrative, a story that began before us and will continue long after us. A story written in silence, told through motion, carried by time. This is nature's lens, capturing not just what is seen, but what is felt. The living heart of the world, ever present, ever eternal.
Beneath the endless sky, the land stretches far and wide, carrying the memory of ages. Every stone, every tree, and every river is a witness to the timeless story of life. The earth itself speaks, not with words, but with the rhythm of wind, the murmur of water, and the cries of creatures that have walked its surface for generations. To listen to the wilderness is to hear the echoes of the ancient earth. The forest stands as a living monument, its towering trunks rising toward the heavens. The leaves rustle gently, as though whispering secrets to one another, secrets passed down for centuries. Birds call from the canopy, their songs weaving melodies that seem to float in the golden light of dawn. Within the shadows, deer move carefully, their eyes wide, alert to every rustle. A tiger slips silently through the undergrowth, stripes blending with the dappled light, a reminder that beauty and danger often walk side by side. On the open plains, herds gather in great numbers. The earth trembles beneath the thunder of their hooves as they move together across the grasslands. Their unity is their strength, a flowing river of life stretching to the horizon. In their midst, calves stumble and rise again, finding their footing with each step, as if the land itself is teaching them the way of survival. Predators watch from a distance, eyes fixed, patience etched into every movement. For survival is a game of endurance, not haste. The rivers tell their own story. Flowing from mountains to valleys, they carve the land with determination, feeding life wherever they pass. At their banks, elephants gather, lifting their trunks high before plunging them into the cool water. Crocodiles lurk beneath the surface, their stillness broken only by the ripple of a fin. Birds skim the surface, their reflections gliding with them, while fish leap briefly into the air, flashing silver in the sunlight before returning to the depths. As evening falls, the sky burns with the colors of fire and gold. The wilderness shifts once more, preparing for the night. Hyenas call to one another in the distance, their laughter echoing across the plains. Owls emerge, wings spread wide, gliding through the cool air with silent precision. The stars awaken overhead, countless and eternal, shining down on the land that has known their light for millennia. Fireflies rise from the grass, their gentle glow like sparks from the earth, reminding us that even in darkness, beauty thrives. The echoes of the ancient earth speak of resilience. They tell of storms endured, of rivers that change course, of forests that rise again after fire. Life adapts, reshapes, and continues its eternal rhythm. Each creature, from the smallest insect to the mightiest beast, is part of this vast story. To walk among them, to listen closely, is to understand that we are part of it too, just another voice in the eternal song of the wilderness.